Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Conversation, the show that is based on the wonderful work, How to Survive the Next 365, Your Lifeline to a Better Life, by author Clark Garrison. And as usual, I'm Kim Morrison, and we have Clark Garrison with us. Hi, Clark.
How are you, Miss Morrison? Well, Mrs.
I'm
Morrison,
doing well. I am married, very much so. So, yes,
Absolutely.
Mrs. Morrison.
Absolutely. To a wonderful gent, I might add.
Yes, Doug is a great guy. I'm really blessed. Survive 365, in the conversation, we typically have folks on that we believe in our hearts personify what 365 is about. And you've come in contact with, just a phenomenal gentleman. So tell us a little bit about our guest today.
If you've been under a rock for the last, 5 to 10 years, this gentleman, I'll tell you a little bit about this gentleman. He is a phenomenal artist. In fact, he's an Olympic artist. And since becoming an Olympic artist, he's been honored by the NAACP, the FBI, Warner Brothers, and the EPICC Center, and featured as a rising artist, I should say, in the international press. And so without further ado, because I could keep on and on and on, we'll be here for days going through this gentleman's resume, I bring to you to the line Mr. Jesse Raudales. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, and thank you so much for having me on. It's a pleasure.
The first question we have is, explain to our listeners, let me back up and say, you're a person who has achieved phenomenal success, and by success we usually mean more than just financial. So explain to our listeners who Jesse is. Explain to us, in your estimation, who you are as a man and a person.
Okay, good. Also, I would like to educate a lot of our people and minorities at that about the Olympic arts, because
Sure.
That is the reason there's only been 2 Olympic artists in the world that represent the U.S., and that's because of lack of knowledge. So we'll get into that in a minute. But
okay.
I'm a father first. I love my son, and I really stress that to all minority fathers, to be there for your children. I want to send that message out, because if you love your child, they will bless you 100 times more than you've ever been blessed before. Trust me, I know firsthand. I would like to say that I was born an artist. I wasn't somebody
Wow.
that last year decided to become an artist, or I went to school and said, hey, you know what, I'm going to become an artist now. I'm going to get certified or whatever, and get some type of acknowledgement that I'm an artist. No, I was born an artist. I am a real living artist. I create, I paint, I sculpt, I invented the safety knee pads for infants. I work with pastels, acrylics, charcoals. I'm not one-dimensional. I paint everything from portraits to abstracts to landscapes to everything. I'm not a one-dimensional artist. So I was just born. God blessed me with this talent, and I intend on expressing myself and giving Him the glory as much as possible.
Now, all of what you said and the person that you are, the belief in God that your mother instilled in you and that you obviously still carry today, was that the inspiration for Peace for All the Children of the World, which is so beautiful? And I'll say this, if you're on his website, you can probably see this work. However, I must say to those who can't see it, just imagine something that is just so simplistic and so profound all at the same time, which is what God is to me, usually. He's just so great and so simple all at the same time. Tell us, what was your inspiration for it? That's how I see the work. That's just what I see.
Thank you.
But what did
you
see?
That's great. That piece to me is my greatest. And like when I said, just a minute ago, if there's a robot, then just take another route. When I first learned that my son's mother was gonna, have a child, and we were, she was pregnant, my whole world dropped, because in my mind, all I thought about was like career, art. I'm never going to be married. I'm never going to be a father. I'm never going to have kids. That's how I was thinking. Like, I was so driven. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, my God, what am I going to do now? I thought my art world was over. I thought everything was, like, over for that minute. And I didn't understand. I was like, wow, I don't know how to be a father. And then I just gathered myself, talked to my friend Tommy Ford, who's like my best friend, and I always watch him interact with his children. And we talked about it. He said, Jesse, you know, you have it in you. You have to be, you know, as much and 100%, 110% that you go on, you know, with your career. That's how you're going to do it as a father. You're going to be great. So I decided, okay, all right, I'm going to be a father. I'm going to have to, you know, embrace it and do the right thing and you know, and be the best that I can be as a father. Not knowing anything about fatherhood or anything, like I said, I had like the worst father. So to me, it was like, wow, you know, okay, well, I need to do everything he didn't do. That's how I started thinking. Okay, so then you fast forward, you know, my son turns 6 years old, and it's the, you know, no, he's about to be 6. He's 5, and you had the Olympics coming up, the 2006 Winter Olympics. And my name gets tossed around during Jerry Buss, who's the owner of the Lakers, and some more artists, people, and entertainers and celebrities and attorneys, you know, was one of them owned one of my pieces of work on Miguel Nunez. And my name gets thrown around as far as artists and who has whose work and who, you know, does what. Not knowing that there's an Olympic or a person there that knows about the Olympics in the conversation and at the house or whatever. She gets my card and she goes to my website. She contacts me and she's like, wow, your work is amazing. You are great. You're such a great artist. You're undiscovered. She's like, have you ever thought about entering into the Olympics? And I said, no, what is that? And she said, the Olympics. I said, I don't play sports like everybody else tells me now when I talk to them about it. And you know, I love basketball, but I don't play it. And she said, no. There's artwork for the Olympics. Every Olympic year, there's 6 artists selected from all over the world. There's millions and millions of artists that submit their work. That is your Grammy. That is your Oscar. That is your highest honor as an artist. Not saying that you're going to be selected. I'm just saying, I'm just passing on knowledge that you should enter. So I was like, okay, well, what do I do? What do I have to do? She said, I'll send you the information, and, you know, but you probably would not get selected, Jesse. I don't want to, you know, swell your head up and then kick the bucket out from underneath your feet, because most artists that are selected are well-known and have a huge body of work. Long story short, I ended up being selected out of millions and millions of artists in all these countries and cities and, you know, everybody where they submit their work. But the way I submitted that piece was, my son always sits at home and, you know, and watches me draw and paint, and, you know, he's always taking pictures of me. So the theme was peace for the Olympics. You know, there was a theme, the whole theme. And I did some people skiing, and I did some people doing some you know, running and everything. And then I looked at my son, and I was like, wow, I'm at peace when I'm with my son. That's wow. So that was the last piece I did. I did a symbol of my son's face. I did an outline of his face, and then I threw in a dove as a symbol of peace, because it's a universal symbol for peace, the dove. And I threw it on and submitted that, and that was the last piece I submitted. I got a call back from the Olympic Committee, and they were, like I said, I'm making a long story short, but I got a call back, and they basically said, you know, wow, you know, we want you to create 2 more pieces like this. I said, like what? They said, just like this piece for where they named it Peace for the Children of the World, but they said, this piece you did with this child, who is this? I said, oh, that's my son. You know, that's when I'm at peace, when I'm with my son. And the dove is a symbol of peace, and they loved it. They were blown away. So they asked me to do 2 more pieces in different colors. So I did 2 more pieces. That's when I broke history. 3 paintings simultaneously in one Olympics. Those are 3 different pieces on that poster. So I'm the only artist to ever have 3 paintings in one Olympics ever.